And if no rain come, my lady, they took the young female virgins down into the caves and offered them up as a human sacrifice to the rain gods. That is why when you go into our caves today, there are many skeleton remains of young female virgins that was offered up as a human sacrifice to the rain gods.
Oh, you love me like no other. You treat me like no other. And
Your tour guide for today, Belize Exotic Adventures.
Thank you.
So today our tour will take us to Altun Ha, the beautiful Mayan city of Altun Ha. Well, of course, doing that, we're going to come through the countryside a little bit. Deterioration.
Yeah.
People don't take care of it. Yeah, that's why.
Constant
over
thousands
time
of people going up and down because we still allow you in Belize because these are solid stone temples. You know, but that's the only beautiful thing in Belize. We can still access these temples. Come up and take a picture if you so desire to. It's the rarest of all the orchids in the world. The flower, it's blooming. See the flowers here? This is the black orchid or national flower. And then we have our national bird, which is the keel-billed toucan of tropical colors with a canoe-shaped bill and a red patch at his rump. You see, just like how that spider, I sure got a red rump. That bird, right under your mommy, you see this bird here? Right here.
Oh, up under.
He has a red rump under on the real bird.
Okay.
Just like that spider that I showed you on the road there, that tarantula I showed you. Come on now. I'm showing you a few of our symbols.
Nice souvenirs on the way back there.
My brother? Yes, my brother. Morning. Morning, mums.
All right. Gotcha.
Here are the admission fees for the ruins. You can do a self-guided tour or use a tour guide.
Welcome to Altun Ha. The meaning of Altun Ha in the English language is rock, stone, water, or water off the rock. Now this city, as I said before previously in the car, that it was discovered when they were harvesting the trees, logging, and when they went to the big mountains, they were cut down with trees. Upon the extraction of trees, they noticed that there were structures below. And we brought in Dr. David Pendergast, the archaeologist from the Royal Ontario Museum of Canada, to excavate this city, which took him 9 years, from 1964 to 1973, where over thousands of small jade pendants was found, and other flintstone carvings and things that were made at this city. And this city boasts 13 main structures, 550 monks, 2 plazas. The first plaza will be the trading plaza we're entering in. And then you have the second plaza, which is the religious plaza where religious ceremonies were conducted. Jade head weighs approximately 9 3/4 pounds of solid jade. There is no jade in this country. There's only one place in Central America where jade comes from, my lady. It comes from the southern highlands of Guatemala, from the Motagua Valley, from the southern highlands of Guatemala. So that jade head was brought here by traders to trade at this city. That jade head is priceless. And that is what makes this city so famous. Because Pendergast discovered that jade head on the pelvic of the king on the top of the sun god temple. It's depicted right here where it was found, along with his vessels that were considered his wealth, because the Mayans believed in reincarnation. This is the jade head that was actually found there. Let's go into the city. Iguana. But this cedar tree, this bark, my lady, this bark sells in the marketplace. Cedar bark. What is it for? Now they say when you suffer a heart attack, a cardiac arrest, whatever they call it, usually what happens, you have a clotting in one of your veins that prevents the blood and the oxygen from reaching your heart. So they say if you take not the anasin, the little one, the aspirin. If you take aspirin every day, it thins your blood and prevent you from getting a cardiac arrest because clotting does not occur. In our culture, if I was riding that motorcycle and I fell and there were many bruises over my body, but I don't bleed. I'm just bruised up all over. In my culture, what will I do? If I'm out here, I will take the bark of this tree. If I'm not here, I'll go to the marketplace and buy cedar bark. And I will boil it and drink it. And when you boil the bark of this tree and drink it, that dissolves any bruised blood in your body. And you clean out and pass it all out.
Okay.
So if you drink a cup of tea from the cedar bark tree every day, that's a natural aspirin you're taking. You won't have blood clots in your body and have no heart attack. So this, a cup of tea of this a day, you need no aspirin and you won't suffer cardiac arrest. Another medicinal plant I'm passing on to you. Tree right there. Notice the tree. Notice what's growing on the. It's the snake cactus, doesn't it? Snakes. It's a species of epiphyte. Remember, in this forest we have many trees. Epiphytes or air plants, which are orchids, bromelias.
I haven't seen that before.
Right. It looks like.
See these things look just like snakes. That's an epiphyte. That does not take anything away from the whole stream, my lady. During the rainy season, that will store its water in its bulbs. And it releases it during the dry season until the rainy season comes again. This is flint stone.
Okay.
This is used in the restoration of the temple. These are limestone rocks. And how they stick them together, Mom? They take the same limestone and they crush it and they heat it. And water is added to it. That's the stucco that hold these rocks together for over 2,000 years.
Wow.
Simple. Come right up. Allspice tree, my lady. I see you're fascinated as you saw that. See it above you? The allspice tree was very, very important to the Mayan people, my lady. It was important because the Mayans did dentistry on their teeth.
Can I walk up this?
If you can.
Yeah.
Smell it. Smell it.
Pimento.
Now you know what it is, right? Find one of those big dark leaves and take a picture. Yes, sir. The Mayans used to chew that leaf, man, because you see that leaf, if you chew it, it numbs your gum. It numbs your gum, and they did dentistry on their teeth, okay?
Yeah.
That is how the Mayans used to use this tree. But you know, we use the seeds as a spice. We use it in leaf. That leaf numbs your gum, and that's what they chewed. They didn't have no injection to inject their gum. Come to the first structure, the first plaza. Plaza A. Why is the plaza square? Number one thing. Why did the Mayans build the plaza square? They built the plaza square because they believed the earth was square. Having four corners, which represent the four nautical points: north, south, east,
That actually
and
makes
west.
sense.
That does make sense.
They believe that in the center of the earth go the sacred tree of the mind, which is called the cyber tree. And they believe that tree had 13 branches that held up the 13 layers of heaven. The roots of that tree united the 9 layers of the underworld, which they call Xibalba. Why is Xibalba so important to the Mayan people? Because whenever you see a civilization settle down like this, that means you have developed agricultural skills. If you have not developed agricultural skills, you will never settle down. You will be hunters and gatherers until the day you die. You will be nomads.
Okay, that's true.
So when the Mayans developed the agriculture, how they develop it? They started to farm the small corn, which evolved into the big corn we have today.
Okay.
And they grew beans along with that. That was the first agriculture products that they produced. They gathered squashes, pumpkins, and chilies, and they fished and hunted wild birds and wild animals, and that is how they sustained themselves. And if no rain come, my lady, you know what they did? They took the young female virgins down into the caves and offered them up as a human sacrifice to the rain gods. That is why when you go into our caves today, there are many skeleton remains of young female virgins that was offered up as a human sacrifice to the rain gods. So that was their belief. They had many gods. They had the rain god, benevolent chap, malevolent chap. They had the sun god, whose temple is dedicated. The biggest temple is behind you. You haven't seen it. The biggest temple is right behind you. And that's the temple of the sun god, Kinicha How. And then they had the goddess of fertility, Ishel, the god of death, Kisin, and Yom Simil. Those were many of their gods. So we come in now, and as I said before, you're allowed to find the temples. I was waiting a little bit for these people to come down and give you your time to go up. That's why I was speaking a little until we do so. But the city is designed in such a way. Remember, back in the early days, there were no microphones. So the city is designed in such a way that when the king would have stood up there and spoken,
Oh,
then
wow.
you would have to be able to hear him.
Yeah.
So they designed the temple in such a way
Yeah,
that it echoes back at you. It's designed that way. So you'll feel free to access your first temple.
Okay.
See your big temple back.
Some type of words into it. That's why they gotta stop people.
Yeah.
Because people want
They put words.
people want to write their name on it instead of just coming to see it.
Yeah.
In a few years, you can't come here again.
Yeah, whenever those high school come here, then they like to.
I bet.
Yeah, they bring their own stuff and they write.
Carve out your name. This the stuff I was talking about. This is why they cut other people off. You don't take care of it.
Daniela.
Daniela.
Like you can't just come to see it and enjoy it. True, but trust me, that's a part of it. That's a part of the reason.
That were called chultuns. If we go behind here, there's an entrance into the chultun, which is down below that where they store the corn underground, in underground chambers that were called chultuns. Now this city is a Mayan city, but that face is not the face of a Mayan. So whose face is that? The Teotihuacan Indians of central Mexico came to this city to trade. They brought the most important thing to the people living here at the Mayan city of Altun Ha. We grew it here. Salt. Close. They brought salt from Congshen, Mexico to the city where the people use to preserve their foods. And they brought jade.
That's what this is. That what this? You could turn this.
Mine's made it, I don't know.
You can turn this on the stone in different times of the day. Is it?
Pointing where the sun is, maybe.
Flintstone. Remember all the rocks are flintstone. Flintstone have all type of colors. They're brown, look on the wall, they're all type, okay?
Yeah.
Flintstone. Come this way, my lady, I bring you here to show you something, because you're my tour. I share info with them, but they're not on my tour. Original. Take your photo, remember? That city has been excavated. This is original how it looked when they first come here and find it, see? The moss and everything growing, you can't see where the rocks are joined. Because they just cleared this and left it as is. So all the rest of the city, you can see it's original back there.
Yeah.
When you see the stone cleared away, excavation has taken place, but this is as it was.
Ooh, this breeze is so
They
nice.
store their food in underground chambers. They don't know this place. I know this place. That's to the underground chambers where they store their food in the chultuns underground. They store their corn underground.
Flintstone.
Flintstone, see all of them, mama, see? All type of flintstone there.
Everywhere.
Stone have all color and they're sharp like a knife. You see? The palm tree up there?
Yeah.
And this is strangling him.
It's still alive?
The actual palm trees up there
still
at the
alive,
top.
Mom.
So
It's squeezing him. Gradually he will die. Gradually he will die.
And will the parasite die too after the tree?
He
It
can,
takes over.
he can survive now. He just uses this to support himself to grow. That's what he does to them. Now we know the Mayans were people well ahead of their time. They had their own agriculture. Even though we're one of the smallest countries in the Central American region. It came from Canada. Because Belize is a member of the Commonwealth. So is Cayes.
Nice.
Queen is still the head of our state, so that's why we carry the queen.
We saw it on the money. Yeah. Okay.
Of course, she will be replaced by the king. Mommy, you talk about beautiful Flintstone, my lady. Here's Flintstone, my lady. That's Flintstone. My brother, this was one of those wheels. It's broken. But this seat had the carvings on it. This was one of those big stone wheels, but it's broken a bit, but I know this was one of them. So they have it depicted here.
It's like it's cool to communicate with people who lived thousands and thousands of years
Exactly.
ago. This is the community.
Come on. They act like a lens. If you put our body like this and watch that point over there, and we move like this, just the upper part of our body moves. It focuses. Check it out. It acts like a lens. So we figured they had some form of lens within these windows that they studied the sun, the moon, and the stars to come up with their calendric scales. Remember we spoke about the Mayan having a 365-day calendar 2,000 years ago.
Man.
One here, my lady. And we had one coming out from the sauna area here too. There's one window here from this copal. So they burnt copal on the altars. Yucatan, which is called the League of Yucatan. It never lasted long, and everybody went back to their separate village and had their own ruler. So every city and its own government that ran that city. There's only one point in time when they congregated together, 14 cities came together. That was on the Yucatan. Which is the face and the two earrings on the side. See them here? Then you have in the middle, and you have two faces carved on the other side.
Okay.
I'll wait for you. And then I can get you doing the same thing. Okay.
Yeah. And take the genitals of whatever the creature they're sacrificing. And the
Might be
ears.
for me. Hey, me for
The
but
penis,
I don't
the
know.
sacrifice right there. Square one else. Yeah, it could be balls or penis.
It's a decent walk.
If they just neuter a
But
person,
doable.
He's gonna die.
This is pretty high. This got to be like 10 stories.
Yeah, it's about 10 o'clock.
We are descending from the last ruin that we just climbed, and now we're heading over to the museum.
It's standing on flintstone. It's standing on a slab of flintstone. The jade head on top of the slab of a flintstone, like an altar. Yes, ma'am. I know you got to come around. All of these pieces there, carved pieces, okay? Having knowledge of the zero. So many times, these are the cocoa beans that we spoke about.
Lastly, we stopped to get some food at a restaurant on site, and the food was really good.
This is done the whole way on the whole way. Now we know the real coconut thing, okay? See? Thing for your coconut and thing for them.
Yeah, all right.
You just tell them how much that. They don't pay you for that.
Okay,
I don't pay you for the dinner. All
right.
Got the dinner point the tour, eh?
Okay.
Let's be able.
Thank you.
Be fine. You speak your mind and be fine, okay?
If you're still here at the end of the video, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content on Belize coming up next.